Right, now what we need to do now is we're going to remove the video socket. The easiest way I find to do this, because some people find it difficult, because obviously you've got 4 points of contact, and if you try and desolder one by one, the others are going to cool while you're doing it, and it's just never going to come off. So the easiest way I found, get a pair of electrical snips, go into the corner right to the edge and snip that leg off like so, then into the other corner and snip that leg off like so, and then obviously the center you're going to want to see if you can get in there and snip that on. The only one that's left that you can't get to is the very front one here. So you're just going to desolder that and it should drop off. Let's try it out, shall we? Let's desolder. Should a little tiny bit of teasing, most of it. Oh, I see why. I just need to snip that little bit off. There we go, so that part's off. Don't need that anymore. Okay, so now we've taken that off, we need to solder a video. I'm going to use yellow to signify video positive and video negative. I'll come off one of these and obviously one of those. So now I've taken those off, I'm going to desolder the parts. Get them off out of the way if I can. If he wants to come, he might not want to come. Quite fiddly sometimes. She's coming. Always easy. Hold it a little bit better. There you go, finally free. should really, if you can get the chance, if you have one, which I do, which I haven't used it, is to use a solder sucker. These are very helpful. Getting rid of excess solder. Stop the video here because obviously it's going to get a bit boring for you. Right, so I've prepared 2 wires, one yellow and one black. So what I'll do, put a bit of solder on each. Lift this off the ground a little bit so I can poke it right through. Now obviously the yellow has to go through the centre one here. Pull that through, let it cool. Same with the black. Any excess at the rear, snip off. So there's our 2 wires for video feed. Okay. Now what you can do, just as a demonstration, you've got a little tiny slot in there, and the little board is designed to slot snugly into there. It's all been 3D designed to fit, made to measure. There we go, it clicks into place like that. So it's all nice and snug. That will have to come out again a little bit later on so they can connect up. But for now, just to show you what it's going to look like. Now eventually the lid will go on top, like so. And it will slot into place, and those slots allow you to fit circuit board in there like so. But we'll get to that stage a little bit later. So the next thing we want to do is we want to wire up this rotary switch. Yeah. Now we have 5 pins on here. The 2 bottom is your switch point, and the 3 top ones you will use the center one and one of the 2 outside for the dimmer. So what we'll do is we'll use 4 of these pins only, and I'll strand some wires off of there, and I'll use some heat shrink to protect the ends, and give yourself about maybe 10 centimeters of wire length, so we can connect it into one of the holes, and so you've got enough wire to play with when you wire it in. Right, we have 3 of these little tiny switches as well, momentary switches. Each one of these I'm going to put a black and a red wire on. This particular one has got a red button because this is going to be your record button. You can place it in whichever hole you like the most, and there's 2 of these type ones, and these will go into these little holes here. You can orientate it how you like, depends how you like it configured, ease of use. So I'll wire these up first. Now, as you can see, I've soldered, and I've now put some heat shrink. The heat shrink goes over top after you've soldered. I'm using the side of the soldering iron just to slowly heat it up so it shrinks round the wire and cover the terminals, and they're less likely to get short circuited. Now, the heat shrink doesn't come with the kit, but you can buy it separately if you think you need it. And also, if your soldering isn't that good and you want to use connectors, you can use connectors to connect all these up rather than solder, but solder is the best way to do it. Okay, so now, as you can see, I've put all 3 switches in. I've decided to put the record one in the centre and play back and forward on the outsides. Now, what I've left to do is I've got to put the rotary pot switch there now next. Now, with the switch, what you want is these. We used red and black for the switch itself on the 2 pins which are at the bottom, and then you have the 3 pins that are at the top. If you orientate it towards you, what you want to do is you want to wire the left hand pin and the centre pin only. The reason for this is when you first initially turn the unit on, it will start dimmed down. Then as you rotate, the light becomes brighter. You don't really want it the other way. You want it to start at its lowest setting, then work its way up, because obviously that's where you're switching it on and then rotating it till you're happy with the brightness, rather than blinding your eyes when you're looking into it when you first initially turn it on. So that's how that should be configured. Now I'm going to put heat shrink on these, and then I'll fit it in. Right, as you can see now, quite a lot of the wiring's in there. It may look a little bit daunting at first, but if you slowly work through it, little bit by little bit, and take your time, it'll all be wired in quite easily. There's a little tiny tab I forgot to mention on the end of the rotary switch. That little tab needs to be snipped off, so when you put it in there, it doesn't cock it off to an angle. It's a location tab so that the thing doesn't spin, but you don't need it on there, so snip it off so it doesn't get in the way. So that's that part of the build so far. On the next section, I'll be showing you how to wire it in.